We are nearing the last 24 hours of the Georgia Senate runoff races, one between incumbent Republican David Perdue and Democrat Jon Ossoff. The other is between Republican Senator Kelly Loeffler and her challenger, Democrat Reverend Raphael Warnock. Rallies were held all over Georgia today, with some big names showing support for those candidates. President Trump spoke tonight during a campaign rally in Dalton, and that's where we find Greg Glover and Mary Frances Hoots. They've been out there on the scene all day today. Greg, let's start with a look at what the president had to say tonight.
David, thanks so much. It was quite an entrance by the president today, showing just how important this race is to Republicans and Democrats alike. The president flew in aboard Marine One, buzzing the airfield here before he sat down beside the limo known as the Beast. And many members of his family talked. Ivanka talked. Don Jr. was here. Lindsey Graham, Senator from South Carolina. Also Mike Lee. Lots of Republican heavy hitters here for this particular rally. Of course, was in support of Kelly Loeffler, who rode on Marine One with him, and David Perdue, who appeared via video because he's still quarantining himself after being exposed to someone who tested positive for COVID. And the president did talk about those two candidates, did cast some political stones at their opponents, but he spent more time talking about his administration, his administration's accomplishments, some of their goals that they had got done, that according to him, and also laying out his case in the election, the results of which he is still protesting. He made a pretty detailed list of ways that he thinks that it was stolen from him. Many of the same arguments that you heard him have with the Georgia Secretary of State in that phone call that was released earlier today. This was a rally in support of two Senate candidates, but it was very much like a traditional Trump rally that we saw back when he was running for president. Have a listen to some of his remarks from tonight.
You know what I want? I want a great country. I want these two very special people to be elected. And I want to be clear, you know, if those of you that know how badly screwed we got, I want to be clear that we can't let that happen again. We can't let that happen again. We're going to come back, and I really believe we're going to take what they did to us on November 3rd. We're going to take it back. But these two people, they can't go through this. They can't go through it. Anyway, the Democrats want to turn America. I'll be here in about a year and a half campaigning against you, Governor, I guarantee you that.
There were thousands in attendance here tonight, a crowd maybe not quite as large as the crowd in Rome, Georgia a month ago or so, but they were here in their red MAGA hats, and our Mary Frances Hoots spent the day getting to know them. It was a different energy here this evening, wasn't it, Mary Frances?
Yes, I agree. Definitely very energetic, pretty rowdy, but like Greg said, whenever we were at the Trump rally about 2 months ago in Rome, Georgia, there was a lot more people. There was definitely thousands packed in here tonight, but there was a lot more energy at the Rome Trump rally. Now here, I spoke with a lot of voters, and they came from all over. They walked miles, waited for hours. Some even camped out here just to get in. But again, like Greg said, when most of the people were here in support of President Donald Trump. Now, of course, there's the crucial Senate runoff race tomorrow. But speaking with a lot of voters who came from all over the state, talked to some from Savannah, closer to Atlanta, they're here in support of the president and mainly his claims that the election was stolen from him. And that was pretty much what the rally was about. Now, Senator Kelly Loeffler did get up there for a minute or two to speak, but it was mainly Donald Trump was the star of the show. And so we talked to several voters, and here are kind of their thoughts on leading into the night.
I have a little more faith in this runoff election just because how everything has been brought to light. I think there will be a lot more eyes on what's going on, a lot more scrutiny, you know, how things are handled.
I believe any rally helps the people that are there. Any rally helps get people to get out and vote. Yeah. Everyone that can vote legally should vote. Yeah. It is the greatest right that we have in America.
So again, thousands of people, Trump supporters, packed inside the Dalton Municipal Airport to show support for their president, of course, to show support for Senator Kelly Loeffler and David Perdue ahead of the crucial Senate runoff race tomorrow. Now, many of the supporters I talked to believe President Trump's claims that the election was stolen from him, but that's not stopping them from voting. A lot of them said they already voted. They even did kind of a survey of the crowd, raise your hands, cheer if you've already voted. Majority of people said they already voted, but there were a big chunk that said they're going to show up at the polls tomorrow. So even though they're supporting the claims that it was stolen from them, it's not stopping them from voting in this runoff race, and it is a crucial race, and I know we're all awaiting the results, especially the supporters here. But Greg Glover's standing by, and he's going to wrap up the night for us.
Thanks, Mary Frances. We should know in just a few hours what all these visits from the president-elect, vice president-elect, vice president, and president, if they had anything to do with the results of this election. We'll take you through it. This Decision 2020, the sequel, I think is what we'll call it. For Mary Frances Hoots, I'm Greg Glover. We're live in Dalton. David, back to you.